I remember khona la ngicala ukumbona avuka idlozi ngathi yo la ngisifake bengifuna ukubaleka ngithi la ngisifake iphike la khona ke Sarathani ngihamba nomngane wami ngiserasmith uyafona uthi abobani la benibalayisha emotweni ithi wethi ngidili yabona ke hayi cabanga ke mama
ngilahlela ngomlilo John.
Nkululeko on Cultr.
Yo, thank you very much for joining us, sir. When was the last time you were introduced as Gogo Skhotheni's husband instead of Monde Shange?
Every time, obviously, even noma abantu bangibona nje umuntu Gogo Skhotheni.
Abanye abalazi nolazi igama lakho.
Umuntu Gogo Skhotheni. Leyo nje ihleli nje umuntu Gogo Skhotheni. That's it.
That's crazy, but you got over it. Like you're used to it now.
I'm comfortable now. Before Maramanja, I'm just comfortable because I'm always on there.
Yeah.
And then I can do
Yeah. Just call me Monde. Like, hey, no, I'm so ngumuntu Gogo Skhotheni, but I'm Monde Shange. You've never been tempted to correct that?
No. I'm just comfortable. As long as bona ngiyangile ngifuna ukuba ukuthi hayi ngibizeni ngomonde and it's okay. Now umuntu Gogo Skhotheni. So good.
Yeah. When you look at what you guys did on Moja, the reality TV show, observe your life before that and your life after. Did you find you couldn't go to malls, for example? People started recognizing you. What was the impact of you guys doing a reality TV show on Moja?
Moja you've been impacted a lot because even when it comes to social media numbers, following, it made so much sense why millions in terms of growing the numbers, in terms of recognition. People bebasazi from social media.
Yeah.
Because my wife is being killing my Facebook. So after Moja Love, I don't want to take any credit from them. Did help.
Yeah. How was that? Like how I always think about how would be for me and my family to have cameras moving around and how invasive that would be. What was the initial conversation? Nabane meeting as umndeni. Do you want to allow this? How was that? Just take us through that.
Okay, at first, to be honest, I was not comfortable now in the first hour. Then my wife set me down and said, "No, baby, beggar. Maybe let's give it a try because we have nothing to lose." Sizame lento. And then sobona ukuthi sibekapi. Because our first meeting, yes, I am office no none. Then go over then I'm like, and you feel.
What was the first thing like? Was it in the presentation ukuthi sifuna nenze ini wabona ukuthi labantu laba bafuna lokhu nalokhu and I'm not comfortable doing that on TV?
No, I wasn't comfortable exposing ezinye when it comes to life nje khona izinto like having cameras. Now you have to shoot now. Before I didn't know ukuthi trains shoot like ngashoota the whole day in mara ngasho lo clip the whole day ngasho ngaba minute show
30 seconds. I saw it when we were doing ads. When we started shooting ads Nabo Junior, I realized it's a 12-hour day. 12 hours for 30 seconds.
Span right English span like and after into khona
yeah, matter why because I'm talking about ads from my experience. You're talking about a reality TV show. Why would they want to be there for that long? Bashuta episode yosuko lodwa or they are doing cut and action jalo. Why would they want to be there that long?
Nkululeko icheck mhlambe ithingithi iyadlala ishow ane. Then I'm just making an example.
Yeah.
My first part mhlambe 15 minutes is surely bedlala se-harassment. Then after se Devon. You can imagine ukuthi khona la besicravela khona se Devon khona la besekenzana khona la sendlini so sonke because we started shooting November. Sasaqeda October. Because ngiyakhumbula sengiqedelela uglobal umama. So you can imagine because we bathatha 2 weeks out, 2 weeks in. So 2 weeks I shoot, 2 weeks I shoot.
Okay. Yeah. Right, I see now, like I get it now because in as much as it's something that can be cut across a whole season for Moja Love, Mara, it's hectic for a month to you.
Month nje schedule and muni wareke umakulapho futhi ungakhohlwa ukuthi I have other things ekumele ngizenze besides it's not like my work vele it's TV phela so balancing ngapha ukuthi i-business ngapha and manje ukushootha ezinye izinto ngapha you have to be a father, you have to be a husband zonke nje lezo zinto lezo. It was so much work for me. It was draining but ngoba bese ngivumile I was like ayazini mara khona nabangakutshela cameraman khona la bese nginokubatshela ukuthi I'm tired of this man. Angikhoni guys because ukhumbule lapho vye my son was in hospital ngapha kumele ngitravel eBlom usase Blom emotional because of umntwana no sifuna ukushoot into so guys now I can't expose lezi zinto ezinye khona izinto ukuthi I want to hold it to myself but guys you agree to this kumele siveze izinto I was like khona izinto futhi ukuthi ama-clip tot bengwathatha esibhedlela for umntwana bebafuna as like guys can you draw a line kwezinye izinto phela khona nala mfazi wami khona la khala khona bafuna ukushuthi I'm like guys come on
and genuinely she was crying because of a real life situation
bona bafuna ukuyiveza khona la supplements khona la supplements like nah guys lena ngicela ni keep because I'm not comfortable niyambona umuntu emotional it's not phela bumakhathi ukuthi nizothi nini mara it was worth it because when it comes to numbers after log it made so much sense. We evidence the YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
You see?
Absolutely. And I think I always say this to people that once someone gets a run, SABC, ETV, or even something as big as Moja Love now, I realize how it impacts them and their celebrity status. You automatically pick it up ukuthi abantu abaningi bayibuka Moja Love bayibuka SABC and you get a lot of traction from that.
Yeah. Futhi the other thing I remember when we were negotiating Moja Love I asked them ukuthi mara yini into enje nizoyiletha because when it's talking about numbers in my wife and ku Facebook njalo she has I think how ngaso sikhathi bek we have 1 million of followers then ngiyababuza ukuthi if nithi siyayidinga lento le yini into enje izochinja because and then yabazi ke these corporate people then negotiating ukuthi bhekana ayifani lento you can get likes but when it comes to viewers mhlambe ngeke nwabuke labantu banisanda mhlambe if nik social media but makumele babukele ngeke like okay so
well that's a tactic because they could be lying actually. They could be lying because they were in that negotiation bafuna ukuthi leverage yenu ningaboni ukuthi nibakhulu kangakanani like in terms of that conversation they want you to think that their platform is doing you a favor.
Yeah, because ni final meeting now they said because bengibabuza ngemali ukuthi imali doesn't make sense nje ukuthi wale imali ingaka and they were like your show didn't do well kangako when it comes to numbers and I was like okay ngiyana understand can you show me the numbers ukuthi anjani because we can't be trending njalo each and every commercial show it's trending futhi bekuacting sathi not World Cup I think beku PSL ne because ngakhumula bedlala ngo8 umuntu kumele decide ukuthi ubaba ufuna ukubukela ibhola or umama ufuna ukubukela ishow but still best trend njalo I was like like nah doesn't make sense when it comes to numbers and shanga lab we spend so much.
Do you guys have access though? Like, do you have access to the numbers? Because one of the things, if I was part of that, if I was involved in that, one of the things, and we usually do this with our etiski business, that if we're working with World Sports Betting or we had a campaign with DSTV, for example, MultiChoice and Puma, we have a lot of campaigns, and one of the things to justify whether we are moving forward together, we have numbers. Literally, there's a spreadsheet. There's someone who's working in the sales team who has a spreadsheet to look le video le young 25 November 2022 did this amount of numbers. So that's obviously on YouTube. It's available. Even on our website, this article did 2 million clicks on it and stuff like that. So this is how we justify. Even this morning, actually, I was sending a link to someone from our sales team. There's someone who wants us to do a radio thing with them and stuff like that. That's nice. Basically it's always about numbers. So were you guys aware that, for example, on SABC One, I know that Uzalo is the biggest show on prime time at 8. And it has 8 million views. Fluctuates between 7 and 8 million. So were you guys aware, Uguti, you were the most watched, or you are in the top 5 Moja Love as you are negotiating?
No, we're not, because khona la beshutha khona libele idlala show. As love. Ngaso isikhathi bebahlala bakhona ukuthi, yo guys, yo bro, boss is very impressed, man, we're doing well in it. But must as a negotiator for a season 2. They were like, man, guys. Last time ngasikhathi nathi, your boss is very impressed. But now you're saying the opposite with no. The numbers are not making sense. So you can't give us this much. I was like, nah.
It's a negotiating tactic.
I know.
For as long as from your side, niyazi ukuthi niwaphethe amanani, yeah, but like you go into that meeting with your wife and you're like, we are the top 5 watch shows on Moja Love.
It's a big trick, YouTube, because YouTube studios where now we are convinced. But when it comes to yiba numbers, so when angeke wazi ubona ukuthi so bangakutshela ukuthi awenzanga, unless if you check ukuthi, okay, bring me proof, let me check ukuthi nini ama numbers and then but abazange bakwenze like
yeah. Nah, I think it's a great opportunity to be part of those things, although there are downsides to it, as you were describing, when there are raw and real moments. You want to have a private moment to yourself outside the cameras. So which brings us to the question, Uguti, how real is reality TV then? If you want to cry outside the camera, Mara, you are selling us, the audience, reality TV. How real is it? How much of the things that happened were things that the producers introduced to you guys, or is in development is P level?
Ngizokenzela example, ngizoyiphendula ngenye indlela le question. Yavuka ne? Mavuka ne? Yabo manje shooting ngithi. He had to set up a camera.
We had to be ready.
So tell me, in reality, uyavuka empetheni kanje. I set up yonke le ukuthi kube nama camera kenza le yenzeke nini?
I would assume that ngathi nilele baya set up. Or you have to wake up in real life and call them to set up.
Bafike nini?
Well, you have to answer that question. Because I'm asking, how real is that reality? I don't know.
It's real. Let me just say it's real.
But I think it's interesting where you want to take us, because we are both njengoba nilele bafike nini.
Okay, again. So ukuthi manje kuzovela episode ukuthi Nkululeko uyangivakashela. Camera wayithathile wayibeka lapha estradeni weza ngemoto. How did they know ukuthi uzofika ngalesikhathi lesi? Then babeka icamera lapha, wavela, wangena. Uma ungena sesihle khona icamera ePenkululeko mangena emnyango. And then the conversation yethu noma sibe hey njani bafo yini? Ekudala ngagcina asike yini? Uyangithola man?
Yeah, I see it. I hope the people at home can see it. I see it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of setup. There's a lot of planning.
There's a lot of planning, but I'm not saying Gucci plan you.
I'm interpreting what you're saying. You didn't say it.
Yeah.
I'm interpreting it. I mean, if ngazi ukuthi umngana wakho uyofika la ngo 2 p.m. ngishaya ama camera set up, then clearly I knew what was.
Unless if there's planted cameras ukuthi akhona njalo.
Yeah.
And the other thing, man, you shouldn't forget, it's TV, man. Not everything TV should be very smart and
yeah.
And it's entertainment at the end of the day for people. Yeah.
Absolutely. So when they introduce concepts like a second husband for your wife, for example, that's something that they have to run through by you. You have to agree to it. Just take us through that point. When did you have to agree to it? What happened on the actual show? Did your wife end up taking a second husband and stuff like that? Like how was it introduced to you even as an idea?
And then I'm contract.
Well, you can dribble it. You are allowed to dribble past the question.
I don't want to be sued.
Okay.
But okay, because I have a contract,
okay, let me ask. Let me ask you something different. Don't worry about it. I'm not here to put people in danger.
Putting me on blast.
I want other people to come here, so I don't want you to put yourself.
Yeah. I don't want them saying "Kokotela my paper, my lawyer."
Yeah. Non-disclosure.
Yeah.
How's the finance around it? You said that it didn't make sense at the time, but you took it as a family because you knew or you could see that it could enhance your brand as a family.
Yeah.
So the payment of it, is it based on per shoot, or is it a package that's discussed for your family? How does it work? Do you get paid individually? Everyone who makes an appearance, even when your friend comes through, do they get paid for it? Just take us through that.
I don't know, Maguzola. Okay, let me step out there. pending the first one. When it comes to payment, you paid individually. My wife had a check, I had a check, and then I'm extras. I'm not sure about I'm extras with abangani. Because khona abanye bengibona babasayinisa izinto khona abanye abantu babhadala. Even now lokho ekugcineni ukuthi it doesn't make sense. Ngasikhathi siya kumuntu so lo muntu namsayinisa ophinde wabhadala but lana akazange abhadala. What's happening lapho? But no, bekumele ukuthi from the start batshele ukuthi mhlamba abantu abazoba khona bangaka bazokwazi ukuthi babafake ku budget, and we were getting paid. Each episode I was making a check. On my errand, I was making a check.
Oh, okay. Every time I see what you're saying. Yeah. So basically, whatever you would be charging them would be based on your availability on that day. So, for example, an actor could say, for you to call me, you need to pay me 10,000 for that call. Mm-hmm. Someone else who's more experienced could say 50,000. Someone else who's less experienced, maybe who's an extra, could say 5. I don't want you to mention amounts. I'm just saying, is that the logic that on each single day, I would be invoicing you with managing shoot guy 10. So that's the amount we agreed to times 10.
Nah. It would make sense. Because about 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out. 2 weeks in travel lessons. Bashute. I go to being shooter for 2 weeks, I'm gonna get paid like a day no. Magdal episode, let me say plus minus Mhlamba was making 5K per episode. Yes. I had how many episodes? I 13. So I was getting 5K. Mhlamba each episode 5. So I calculate Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now I get how that could not make financial sense. But I think it's a good thing to do if you're looking to enhance your brand.
And I tried between I'm going to pay baby. Let's say we're now on an ordinary day, Mouse 7 2,000. Ne? 2,000 on an ordinary day in Mouse 7. These people bathatha cut set mhlambe for ngelanga mhlambe bathatha bazofika ekseni so sesiqede mhlambe ebusuku. And the still check sesayinile ukuthi noma bangathi bafuna ukushootha nathi for 5 days straight but njani mabathe bakubhadala 2,000 ngathi it doesn't make sense, and you call out yakho ukuthi wena uya kumuntu nje nini they pay you this much.
Yeah, for sure.
Uma bachak even they pay this much. It doesn't make sense because khona manje ama-check esinokwayekela because we're shooting. But ngazo sikhathi besesayinile already, so we had no thing ukuthi singa-negotiate singayenzani. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about your business, or what do you do on a daily basis? How would you describe yourself as Monde? Umuntu wenzani? Are you a doctor? Are you a business person? In what industry are you in?
Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I started my very tricky. Let me just tell you a story. So being Spanish, I could like 9 to 5 in.
Sure.
But the calling was too much, man. And in talking which I'm corrupt. I don't think which I'm corrupt. It's reading a lot. Because I started reading a lot and living in Spain. Reading books and just not isn't. I want to not for which corrupt more. Robert Kiyosaki.
Yes. Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
I'm van. Spana besinga science sense lapho kimi besinga in sense nje
mara icorruptanga no ukuvula amehlo
ngivula amehlo kakhulu.
Yeah,
you know the trick about ukuthi uvule kamehlo, and ngicabanga ukuthi ihambiselana ne-education system yethu kuyipheke. You can read. I know people abangintroduce encwadini like akudala bazifunda nencwadi ezinye ukuthi nini, but they haven't implemented into abake bayifunda.
Oh,
you know the tricky part ukuthi.
Yes, that's a good point.
Too much. Some people read just to sound smart.
Yes.
Not to implement izinto abazifundayo. So khona la bese ngisho sengifunde about 20 books. Yabo. So I'm asking myself, what's
the point of this?
Kuzoba lento ukuthi uma sikhuluma I'm just going to make sense ukuthi hey khele. I'm like, but I'm not making lawo moves la moves. Ngifundile on how financial freedom but I'm not moving inside. And ngapha sengiyadelela emsebenzini angisezwe nje. Yazi into angeke umsebenzi kwakho into encane ende bengi-wrong ne. Bengi-forklift driver for lapho. Angiphethanga license, and you don't drive a forklift without license.
Also, even ma span every day kumele iphathe.
Yeah, and kumele ihlale ku-beep yakho.
Damn.
Angiyiphethanga. before ngidrive angithathe enye ibips entwana ngithi athi license yami ngithi angizoyiphikisa kara ngeke babone man bazobona at license nje kanti bazongibamba and then ngithi amarani angazi mus guys
because you work there.
Yeah, ngithi I work here guys, we can go to the computer niyazi ukuthi ngina license kanti there's a new factory manager, so this lady who's an impressive factory manager which I'm doing my job. It's like nah I'm on the wrong way, penalized licensing. I was like, okay, ngiyakhuluma nabo kanje but ngiqonda ngisocethe ukuthi mfana bangigcina la.
This is it.
I kid you not, mangifika endlini ngathatha le license ngayidabula. I was like I'm done. Ngizange sayini, I was like I'm done. In my mind I'm like football sacala nongena Forex ke South Africa.
Oh yeah.
Gonna get my check, investor.
Yeah.
I'm sorted. Hayazi life. Oh. After that it was around March. After lokho mina ngitshe ukuthi angicalculated mfana. Yabo mina makuphuma imali zami futhi nginama savings faka ku Forex. Hayi nginto emnandi. I'm just gonna chill. Ngiyakuma wami sesiya trader ke manje. Oh. Shy Forex imali at 0-0. Man, wonke ama savings like man I had boma 20k saved up nje ukuthi okay la ngazi ukuthi shy at 0-0.
Yes.
I remember ngapha sengifake na triple M.
No triple M.
Ilo era leyo.
Yes.
Enebheka ngapha mina ngitsho ukuthi ngicalculated triple M hlala ngikhipha imali ngitsho ukuthi ane Forex mina ngitsho ukuthi I'm sorted labantu badlala ngalomsebenzi wabo.
Ushaya kokugcina.
Khona la ngisahlala eResmith ngithi ngila eJozi bengizenza shopping nje sentini angivali ngostasha ngibuye ngihlala endlini kumele ngibuye but in my mind calculating ukuthi gonna spend this much for shopping and then mangimele ngibuye ngizodraw ku triple M and then ngizotravel ngayo ngalololanga izinto disappear
system of line
mangithi ngibheka i-account yami next triple M thekwenzakalani manje hey Nkululeko 0-0.
Yes. I remember that era here, Triple M, just on that. Because Nami being Hispana, I think I must have been 23 in 2013. 2014, I was 23, 24. And I was working with people who had similar ideas. Uguti, when they have to cash out.
Yeah.
So by investor, maybe about 6 months, about 12 months, and different amounts. Omunye maka invest 20,000, yamshaya ukuthi maybe in 12 months angathola 250k. So they have it in being Spanish call center, so they have it in their mind ukuthi ngizo keep 250 wami in 12 months time and I leave this job. So there were a lot of people who had that idea.
Yaphazisa abantu ababhaya mfana. And ngiyazibuza ukuthi abantu abangaka abakhona ukuthi babounce back. But if they were strong, I'm sure babounce back like I did now. Then after long again.
So what's your situation at the time? Like, do you have a girlfriend or ingosi or uyaziphilela nje?
No, azingosi.
Damn.
No, I have a girlfriend. I kid you not, mfana. After going to Spanish phela. Bantu besifazane bafiwa bangakwazi ukuthi bakubekezele izinto bangahlangana. Girlfriend benginayo ngasikhathi nayo.
It was a teen, mfana. What is she supposed to do, bro?
Back to your hood manje, depressed ke manje. And ungakhohlwa ukuthi uma ngeke liSpani hayi ukuthi bese ngazi ukuthi ngifuna ukwenzani.
Yeah.
But I knew ukuthi right ngokuSpani but bengakazi ukuthi ngifuna ukwenzani.
Yeah.
Sengihleli ke manje kasi and ungakhohlwa from uSpani bengihola sharp bengi-casual per a week I was making boma 2k mabathi ngiSpani ama 66 I'm making 2.5 bengihola sharp.
Yeah, you could live off that.
Grand nje bengakhona ukuthi nini but ngathatha ama decision makhona ike liSpani nami depressed ke kasi mfana but comfort yami bengisayithola incwadi still because incwadi nama podcast started watching podcasts I'm sure boma adala you know what I would do if I'll ncanywa wena what I would do I would go on YouTube and then check my interviews wakho so I can get to know Nkululeko ukuthi Nkululeko besides ukuthi abomculi Nkululeko ubani the way acabanga khona
so I think that's usually what we do as people.
Yeah, I research nje umuntu sure ngimresearch umuntu ukuze ngimazi so uma bathi ngiplomile nje award because ne data will expensive. I remember this other network beyithengisa ama night shift data So I would buy 400 gig nje, certainly 50 rand. Yeah. And then ngalale ebusuku download it offline my YouTube. So the whole day I would watch nje my interviews just to ukuthi ibe right mental ukuthi ngalwe ngicabanga izinto.
Actually, that's a way of educating yourself. That's this scale.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be in a classroom environment for 8 hours every day.
I think abantu kumele bayibheka njalo YouTube. I always say ukuthi YouTube is the university.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot from it. So bengenza kanjalo just to ukuthi hlale nge-right mental, and then I would read books, and then I would jog, and then I got introduced to meditating. So that kept me calm nje ukuthi isimo was better like around me ukuthi akunanto ehlangana, but in my mind mina yonke into I was so calm. Bengize nginama basics ukuthi I jog 3 times a week. Mangibuka jogger, I read or I watch into njanja just for my day ukuthi hlaleli, just to be distracted from reality.
Yeah.
I'm down and
Were
out.
you able to nail meditation? I've tried so many times. I can't do it.
You can. It's just that
I'm not saying I am incapable. I've just tried and I just get distracted because I like listening to music. In my head, my mind doesn't stop thinking. I distract myself.
Right to get up because when anjalo kumele uhlale angithi it's calming your body and your mind.
Yeah.
So every time uma uba distracted kumele uhlale uzibuyise.
So what I want to know is from you is were you able to nail it? Because I think I have much respect of people who are able to do it.
I don't know, but I know people would buy as that meditation fun, it's the most powerful tool. Angazi ukuthi whoever I discover him.
Yeah.
You know, ama-ideas wamabhaya owezinto engingafuni ukuzenza. Meditating, then I would see myself iyenzeka lo nto, and then I write it down and then say sengifuna ukuyenza.
That's dope.
Yeah, ngisafuna uku-understandisa my face ukuthi kuze ngicala ibhizinisini, and then ngamove eLedeben neKhabotama lami ngasuka eResmith in the hood. Ngafanele i-uncle lami ukuthi I can't survive la. Otherwise into ezoyenzeka nje ukuthi hayi ngazi ngizozibona ukuthi ngingakasho ngagcina sengizibulala or something. Can I move that side nje just so until ngize ngizithole? It was like cool. Move. Mase ngimuvile ke lapho angithi senginale schedule sami sokumeditate nan. Then this other time and ngapha ngihlale ngiba nama ideas ne. This other time isiya driver se-car wash. But yena akafuna ukuya car wash uthi yazi ukulunda nani. I'm like, why is ngana Uber ye car wash though bam? Why? Because not a lot of people over town get car wash. That's why kucola amajita more than abantu besimama bakhona nje most ukubekezela le nto le. I'm like, why umuntu ongayenzi into efana ne Uber but a car wash?
So basically you bring the car wash to the person.
Yeah, you bring the car. I'm like, why ngayenzi kanjani? I'm like, he's like, yeah, learn to learn because I was starting to research abantu be-Uber, ama-CEO we-Uber, abo-Steve Jobs. I was listening to many role models zamanye ukuthi the tricky part ngale abantu into ongayenzi aba having American or maybe abantu abangahlala la e-Africa.
Yeah.
Kuba ama-role model. It's so tricky because
because it's
not
the same environment.
Askafiki.
Because even Uber ekasi kunamakasi angakwazi ukuba no-Uber
namanje
uzoshaya yabo bazokubamba inkunzi. Every time you're bringing food to the person, to the customer, they're gonna rob you.
So you have to be tricky nje kwala lapho. Okay, sharp. And then bekhona ke lamu elinye nje is like a brother game. He's like, asiyenze le nto. Because sometimes I think it's the Muslim churches. Present one of the Muslim guys, bamkaye imali, athenge machine wekhawashi, athenge ijojo, athenge ne-hoof. So the guy angithi like ikhulunywe yimi yena sekayibhayile ufuna ukuyenza le nto le. But after lezi nto lihlala ngiyazibona zihleli nje. I was like, maybe I should move back to your meeting and start car wash. Like I need to swallow my pride and start from the bottom. Ukuthi start car wash. Ngibuyele rest meeting ngithathe lezi zinto ngibuyele nazo. Ngiringe nenyathi ukuthi mfethu ngifuna ukushaya car wash nani. Avume. Then ngicala car wash, you know. Ngicala car wash ngapha ngicala in futhi because since bengileyo phase leyo ukuthi I think as people we should be motivated now and then when it comes to emakas, I don't think I'm a role models yazi ngambona uNkululeko ukuthi ngisegas, but I don't know uNkululeko ukuthi ucabanga kanjani, angimazi ukuthi uNkululeko uyicala kanjani Diski TV.
How is he making his money? What is his journey? Yeah, but all of his motivations, what are his business practices, and all of that.
And then I started into a college Harry's Champ Homecoming. So because there's a lot of people about who are doing good, and I was like, why don't you bring in one room and then do sort of like a talk show for a guys. And then I want to back on to Baba Buzi, anything about Fungi. And then if one of them is an actor or Monique Norma in, then I want to talk to La Papa Antoine Ufunu Kubailont, who's a mentor in. Then I started that. And I tell you on Harry's Chap now for Homecoming, and then I tell you Kawash. Then among young Kaleni Kawash can just say singers into Z2 is in now I feel good, some productive compared to Lugan.
Yeah, I think someone, just before you continue with that story, maybe someone would have the question you're going to look, I'm in a and
I know.
Yeah, but super Spanish. And their biggest excuse or reason, which could be valid, is the startup capital. So for example, if you
biggest lie.
So what do you do to counter the challenge your capital before you start the car wash? But what kind of assistance did it give to you in order for you to start that?
What machine, like spray can machine.
Sure.
Or a new Mangling run car wash can spray can machine now I have to go to getting house part. So that's why it's the biggest lie with you need capital, but fun like because ungaba nazo lezo zinto lezo. But if you drive ayikho ayikho.
For sure, 100%, I agree with that.
If you drive ayikho. So for me ukuthi mana like for me na lo monde benguye to ukuthi ngirun icar wash kasi ngigeza imoto mina. It was a downfall guys. I was down and out guys. Yeah. But I had to go to ngisole prayer lab because I knew ukuthi mina ngifunani engqondweni. Qala icar wash and ungakhohlwa uma iqala car wash hayi ukuthi it's guaranteed ukuthi uzoyenza imali on the dot. It's not. I remember ngitsheleni out time like the first week sure kwa Africa motezi 3 and ngimtshela ukuthi mfana iphinde yenzeka lento le.
Iviki lonke 3 cars.
Ngitshela ukuthi ayiphinde yenzeka.
And you wake up every day.
Ngitshela ukuthi dayide ngile yagcina yenzeka iphinde yenzeka, trust me. I'm gonna push ukuthi by all means with every day no matter ngathi sigeze izi2 rezi3 and it worked out that way. But
like ukuyikhuluma ngomlomo which is you're being intentional in that moment. Mara, what did you have to do? Did you speak to more people to maybe highlight the idea to spread the word, because you can believe it in the head, but there must be an action behind it. I have to do something to let people know that I have a car wash.
Yeah. You know what I did? I social media. Like I'm shooting in detail, no me like shoot in detail, no me data. Started posting more. And then I started gucci. You know why a lot of people were landed on social media. It's very tricky parts about people should feeling at bagwas no mabangwas through social media. So I started like telling my story nga car wash. I'm fine. Ban begangasho ukuthi ngageza imoto, but sicala la like bengifuna ukuthi ngibe relatable to abantu ukuthi ba connect ne story se car wash sami. And I knew ukuthi the car wash is just a start. I know there's going to be great things. But for me ngathi ukuthi ngizosebenzisa mina ekhasi ukuthi like yabo umuntu uma nga start impilo yami ukuthi lo muntu uqale from this point to this point to this point to this point, then lining ngacala manje ukuthi social media, just use social media for marketing. So social media I was always post noma bathi ngifike car wash ekseni I would shoot nganamoto shoot with mfethu kuphanda hlala kusopara ngiyenzela wena ukuthi next time uma uqala something ubone ukuthi umuntu uqala kanjani, because noma ungayibheka social media in a story like ukuthi la bekusase icar wash la bekwenza lani sharp sengina icar wash it's running very well, but bengayenzi imali ukuthi ngasho ukuthi imali ukuthi le ngakhona ukuthenga imoto or ngakhona ukwenza na. It's just a business ukuthi ngikhona ukudla no good thing bengasho ukuthi isasgrow na bengasiliyo mali le. So I'm trying ukuthi okay, what can I do besides le car wash le ukuthi khona ukuthola enye imali. Boom, shy lockdown.
Damn.
Shy lockdown. It's back to 0-0.
Yeah. And I remember the time everyone was scared because you didn't know, could you gather 5 people in one area? You know, you need to wear a mask. At the time, at the beginning of lockdown, everyone was confused.
You know, when I'm in lockdown, Kenya, they gave us a month to be indoors, ne?
Yes, there was like literally a period where
you cannot go anywhere.
You can't go outside.
Lapho ke bengazi since, but this, as soon as what is pulling upon, started calling my client to I know you need your car to be washed or renewed. Do you mind if or do you mind bringing it ngagiti and then so wash upon? Like I would go into the car wash.
Did you have to negotiate the pricing? Did it have to be different?
Nah, same price, 60 rand, 70 rand.
Yeah.
So what go my client to
yeah.
You know, 70 rand beyibhaya kanjani lockdown.
Yeah.
So bengiyakubo. And never saying ikhohliwe lonto the funny part. Khona umunye umama bekakukhumbuza enye out la angazi ukuthi bekathini umama ke ngitshela uyi. Angazi ukuthi bekathini umama kuthi hawo. Manje ngingalwisela uMonde ukuthi uMonde sekakwazi ukwenzani nawo. uMonde bayahlala afika la ekseni ngo6 before ngiyemsebenzini yakhe izimoto. Wena bowulele ngaso sikhathi. You see, lockdown ke ngacala ngiyakuma client wami ngiyazigeza imoto. Lockdown for me was a blessing. Then lockdown I meet my wife on social media. It was a blessing too much. I meet my wife. Ngiyambona ukuthi okay sangoma sharp, but cause me ungakhohlwa background I'm going to read a lot and obviously I'm thinking out of the box zonke izinto. Nayo nenkinga ukuthi akakhona ukuthumela ama client izinto mhlawumbe thokuthi insebenzo nani. I'm like, nah, you don't need ukuthi angithi labantu yakhona ukuba consulta online WhatsApp. If ikhona into ayizoyidinga from ukuthi kumele mina package it nicely ifake correct ayimthumele. And then uma ngimbuza umfazi wami ukuthi and like what made you to be in love with our first conversation. I remember the first time I cala ukufika ne we were outside bengiyogijima ngayi during lockdown because bengibona ukuthi ngiba depressed, so bengigijima noma bathi akumelanga yini ukuthi nje to keep myself calm.
Sure.
Uyafika ngaphandle semotweni khona some business guy ohlala ngasedladleni yabo, and then abantwana bakhe bahlala bafika kuye angazi ukuthi bazwenza bahlala bafika ekseni then bayamba bayivula ama business. I'm like, this is us in future. Bantwana bethu basisabe silele and then kuzabe kwabantwana bethu bayarun ama business.
Yeah.
So uthi wachazwa i-drive benginayo noma bathi akunanto.
Yeah, but there's something like just now the stuff that you've just said, there's something about you. Like I always have this conversation and it's frustrating. I say this to people like, why do you choose to live a pointless life? Why is it that when you are down and out, when you're starting from the base of zero, I'm gonna fight? Like for me, you would have to back me on this wall, but I will still be swinging. I will punch even when my back is against this wall. I would still be punching because where I come from, I was down and out on zero, poor parents, drinking and all of that crime. But I was fighting when I was there. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be poor. So I think like even when you tell your story, I'm like, damn, like this nigga, every single aspect of it, whether it was work or the car wash, I'm like, damn, like this nigga is like, yeah, let me get up. Like you're dying trying. Like 50 Cent, get rich or die trying.
Yo, I don't know.
And some women find that attractive. I can give them my eggs and I can give them my future to say, look, give me your children, because then there's a chance that we will have children who have the same drive as you, and you will fight for us. When things are down and out, you will be there to stand up for us. So that's a quality that they look at. Some women who are intentional about who they want to be with, that's a quality that they look at in a manner they're like, damn, in dark days, I can rely on this guy.
Just made me realize into because I asked her, our first conversation, it was different. Oh, and then after logo, she wanted a shop. like 4 years angomni.
Sure.
Yeah, she's like, yazi kudala ngifuna ukuvula ishop nana. I'm like, manje yini into ekuvimbayo? She was like, Joe angiboni nini. I was like, no, ivule. Wathi kungathi kusasa ngizovuka ngidown la eResmith I'll ask ukuthi ama rent nini. And then ngabuya ngamsenda ukuthi ama rent so. I kid you not, within a space of 2 weeks, shop bese ikhona. So, usho njalo ukuthi bheka, mina bengazi ukuthi I can be big or bengazi ukuthi I can do things. But right now, when you came into my life, ungenza ukuthi ngikwazi ukuthi izinto ngizenze, not just talk, yabo.
Yeah.
So
which is the point you were making about people and books. What you are reading these books so that you can sound smart, but you're not implementing anything.
That. So yavula ishop, mina manje sengikade car wash, mangiphume car wash, ngiyobheka ishop le yakamama. Yena kakahlala eResmith, uhlala eSecond. Bheke yona cash out izinto then shop. Basically I'm running 2 things like.
Yeah.
Car wash akayenze kusase space nje ukuthi car wash shop. And then makule ku isikhathi umfazi wami is like, oh sesiyacabana nala kule ngirenta kuyo lapha.
Car wash.
Yeah. It's like I'm fana juices. Phuma la. Now ke manje sekumele sengibhekane nento ukuthi ngirun ishop le yakamama nana car wash is on pause. First I was like, Joe, you can't, boy. It's your baby, lo. I know ukuthi your life are planning around the car wash, but ngiyabona ukuthi manje you know yourself because car wash are running. Actually, call into playing it. I know something is gonna come out. Good manje nje angayitholi lonto lami. And then I start seeing the space list. I'm like, ngibone Virginia khona ukuthi la can make something. Ngivake masipala ngicela ukuthi ngicela ukusensela sina clean the place and then ngavusa enye car wash vi. Ngavusa enye car wash. And shout out to my wife because you know it's not a lot of women ukuthi unga-invest account ukuthi uyithola in a car wash. Like she invested a lot nokuthi azangithembe nokuthi you can make a good husband. Like nami nginomuza uthi yini leyo boyibona ukuthi umfana ogeza imoto nje like uzu-investe ukuthi na I trust ukuthi wena uzoba indoda yami nani. Yeah.
Well, it does help that you are a good-looking man. I say that because I'm not, so I can see when it does.
Thanks.
Am I lying? Yeah, you're a good-looking man, so and you guys get privileges that we.
Oh, they're the guys. Yeah.
Like she uzobegezela ngoba uyazi ukuthi I'll take them. Yeah. So with guys like us, we have to be hard workers and earn. Yeah. Well, so if you're not, if you're an ugly man, it's a more difficult task. You have privilege. Did you have any apprehension like bewunakusaba ukuthi lo muntu lo ukhanda mayeza sponsor yeah. Did you have any fears at the beginning when you started to get to know her? Nezinto ezifana nabo korobela nani all of that. Did you think about them?
She came at the right time because nambe sengikhathele izinto zokuthi like I was so selfish ngaso sikhathi Nkululeko ukuthi noma bathi ngijola now I'm just there nje for ukuthi ngis-distract if I'm feeling what but angikho lapho focus ukuthi mina nayi focus yami bengiselfish nje ukuthi nama feelings bengingacabangi ngiyenza lonke ngenzani now but focus yami I'm just focus on my couch just focus ku-Harris Chamber I'm just focus but bengi-empty nje ngaphakathi bengingafuni nomuntu ukuthi ngifuna yini but the minute I saw my wife and then we met. I was like, nah, I'm fine. I was in Lange decider. And then I didn't care because I don't judge me into which way. For me, it was, Sangoma. Sangoma back in Tata is, that's part of our work.
The career.
Which is a cleaning. You have to take this as a career. She's like, nah, it's a calling. Mina, ang ketelang, ang keti, yabo. Mina still want to pursue energy. Awamangapeka na into breakthrough yakho entweni. Put your all glento lezobona.
Yeah.
Because besengibona social media yakhe the way ingakhona nana. I was like there's no other way ukuthi unga ignore lento leyo bungoma bakhe and then because she wanted to go acting. She wanted to do it. I'm like, God, yeah, well, it's gonna make you a millionaire, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
It's gonna make you a millionaire. You know, man, who's of stubborn back and you just to. Okay, you were right, man. Yes. Not ukuthi njengoba uthi answer le ukuthi bengisabanini. Not ukuthi bengingasabi ni khona ezinye izinto was so new to me mangizibona I'm like nah mara manje.
Well, I mean umuntu makalalele manje ukhuluma they can be assured that idlisiwe le ndoda le. The way that you speak about it. I'm not into religion and stuff like that. So I'm agnostic. I'm not into it. So umuntu makadlisile whether udlisile akadlisile I don't care about that stuff. You can see I read books. So but there are people who are into that.
Oh yeah.
Bazwa this nigga every 2 minutes he keeps mentioning his wife everything. So they could be convinced that
and I don't know,
some korobela.
It's appreciation, Judy. Appreciation.
Sure.
Appreciate you so much, Lord. Mama, like there's a lot good look. Like I wouldn't be sitting with you if like it's a match from heaven for me and her. So when it comes to her. Njengoba ngibuza ukuthi khona izinto nami uma ngizibona zenzeka like hey yabona ke engazifaka nesangoma engazifaka ke madoda. I remember khona la ngicala ukumbona vuka idlozi ngathi yo dayila ngizifake bengifuna ukubaleka ngithi la ngizifake iphi ke la hayi ngikhona ke umsebenzi ongaka sekumele ngile sorry bomkhulu ngithi kwenza la nanguma siyakhuluma ngenye voice ithi yo engazifaka yini but now I'm so used to it yonke into sengiyadjustele noma kwenza lani sengivile.
Well, I mean there are disadvantages to it. I mean if she does have that power of seeing kusho ukuthi ke awukwazi ukuphuma eceleni wena uyodla usolo umlomo ubuye endlini. If she has that power awukwazi ukukhala yabo. So there are disadvantages.
Khona this other time ngihamba nomngane wami ngiserasmate uyafona uthi abobani la benibalayisha emotweni ithi wethi ngidini yabona ke hayi yabona ke hayi nithi and it was girls nje sesibaniki lifting it yabona ke nithi yabona ke manje haze ngazifaka so close izinto lezo.
And that convinces you ukuthi lo muntu lo let me not dare her. Let me believe in her powers and walk a straight line. I don't know if I could do it though, because nami sometimes nokuthi kanje yabo. So because I'm a man yabo. So I don't know how you could do it.
Akhona mabhaya, especially manje njengoba yini mabhaya.
Bahle abantu abangomama nje. That's the thing, like women are beautiful. So yabo. So when you have to walk a straight line because there are consequences. Angilahlela ngomlilo jo like angakushaya akushaya lightning like whatever you are
yenzile ke leyo sebangitshela ke ukuthi wena bowukuphi nobani niyenze nje ngathi ngiyacabanga nje lo conversation ukuthi ngaba njani and man come on I'm still young man ngabe izinto ngisazenza hey plantation. There's a fun side of dating isangoma khona nala khona nokusho ukuthi mara ngizifakile ke la sakhona ukwenza next and do askis kancane ungakhohle ukuthi hayi wonke unless if ba brave hayi wonke umuntu ozofuna ukuthi mess around nendoda etshola
yeah for sure even for other women. There's this girl that I used to work with. Her mother is in this industry yobungoma and she was saying like yo mina I have this through my mother I can get help so that my baby daddy, if he's hooking up with someone else, ayivuka iphakame. So, and I think at the time I was like 21, 22, and I believed it at the time. And I'm like, nah, this is not a situation I would ever get myself into. Because imagine like
besides look, no matter what you're nesangoma. Abantu besimame trust me. Abantu besimame would do anything nje ukuthi babone impilo yabo. I see a lot of abantu besimame abafuna isizo ngamadoda and abantu besilisa abafuna isizo ngabantu besifazane.
Oh yeah.
So that doesn't need, it's a tricky one. Doesn't need which male is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. It could be anyone because women use that service
a lot.
Damn.
Trust me. But
like you can't.
Yeah. And then actually women would do anything if into iPhone ibe straight.
Yeah.
Because like abantu besimame told ithi ngithi mhlambe la endlini samsokolisa umama wakwakho.
Yeah.
And uyazama performance last option zokuthi alongcono mshange ngidlise lento ngoba yizo because ufuna ukubona lento right.
Yeah.
So does it, what I'm saying is akufuneki nokuthi uzujole nesangoma ngeke umazi umuntu wakho ukuthi wenzani.
Oh yeah, because you're not safe just because akusona sangoma.
Trust me, khona abantu ukuthi ambona lo mama lo umzalwane azasho ukuthi gogo ngiyasaba ukuza ngoba bangazi umuntu wesonto but cha le ngicela ukuyilungisa.
Yeah.
So it's a very tricky one.
Back to send us. Okay, let me not jump to that question. Let me ask you, how much of this have you now got to know? Like even the herbs, around Ubungoma because you are around her.
Oh, yeah.
How much of it? Like uyazi manje ukuthi kune back to sender, kune in.
Yeah.
And yeah, like uqinisa business and all of that. So you got? Did you get an interest to get to know? Oh, okay, you can use this. Yeah, have you got to know that industry more now?
Yeah, a lot. And the funny part was, no matter my business is kind of like no kupana my cubs. No, mama don't you think marang let's clean this business? I'm like, man, I think plenty natural.
Oh yeah, there are ups and downs. Yeah.
And it's corner my cubs. Because now I'm also like you. I'm a Christian. I just how have you lost into less when it comes to religion, Nana? It's just us trying to make sense of life.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Absolutely.
So as in young like when it comes to herbs, the sense out of it. How did plants, which is seven so but coping nokuba nama questions with how did let's into this is created kanjani.
So the more you see her doing things successfully, because I think if I was in that environment, because I don't believe in anything at all, whether ubungoma, whether it's any form of religion, if I was in that situation, seeing her healing people every day or helping people with this and that, I think eventually then, because she's my wife, I would be like, oh, okay, she's doing it. In a way, I'm now starting to believe this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've learned a new part of after Gucci. So because I've seen people, I've seen my twice figure, but say crutches, I've seen her walk after Gucci. Angene ndumbeni walk kahle ngibona ukuthi okay sine umntana yafika uyagula ayasho ukuthi lo mntana akalala ebusuku umunye uhlala wamhlamba amafits I've seen bona baba right so now ngiyayibona I'm like mara but still ngisasena ama questions because I'm a curious person.
I like curious people. Yeah, it's important to be curious. It's important to look at something and be like, maybe she knew how to walk in the first place. Maybe like it's important to have that side of your mind.
Angithanda ukubheka life ganja always ngifuna ukubheka enyile.
There you go. Can you talk about business?
Yeah.
I think your story about the car wash was very interesting, and even the ups and downs that you faced there and how you got there as well. I don't think that as men, black men, young black men, we discuss these enough. I want to talk about your ambition through business. A sequence of you starting a car wash. You also wanted to organize people who are successful to tell their stories and mentor young kids. What's the end game for you then? Where are you going? Like if you were to ask me that question, even with Itiski, I thought that was going to be the thing. Like, you know, when you are blessed by your ancestors or whoever your God, it's like, this is the thing, put your brain in this. I now realize that there's more stuff. I didn't know that. I thought Itiski was going to be my end game, and just make some money, get a salary out of it for good and then sell it when the right time comes. But then I realized, damn, Now, new dreams emerge. Want to have a football club in Cape Town that plays in the PSL.
Nice.
And other stuff as well,
that.
like
I
TV
love that.
channels and
Love that.
and shoot movies, South African movies. So yeah, but so now it's like there's new
Now
things emerging.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so where do you want to go with this? Like what how where else are you going other than the car wash and the reality TV shows?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do now in business?
So currently I'm getting a business arrangement, which is it's a car wash. Salon.
Oh, okay.
So, in the factor, I think khona la bese ngizibhoxa kakhulu ngokuthi mina on a car wash and then I was like, and I'm feeling empty manje ukuthi, but Monde, I can't be boxing myself ngokuthi ngalokhu nini. And then I was like, yazini, ikele car wash khona ngithi nani, it's a business onalo futhi.
Sure.
So now you need to start venturing new things futhi. Currently khona into engibhizi ngayo, but izovela nje kusho mina. So mina basically njengokusho ukuthi I view myself as a businessman. I don't want to box myself ukuthi i-car wash, no. Anything njengibona ukuthi this one kumele invest in my time and money kuyo, and I have a passion for it. I'm gonna put my parts lapho kanjani. So for now I run not two business. I have two businesses kahle kahle. Ngithi le car wash ne salon and then go by le Harris Chamber. But now khona into engiphezu kwayo futhi manje ukuthi okay, this one I guess is running kancane for me. Let me focus on myself, man. Let me try lento le enje. So I'm working on something currently.
Yeah, what would it take for Moja Love to get you guys back for another season?
It doesn't make sense after the YouTube.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't make sense after the YouTube, man.
So here's a trick with that, Monde. Like, so with YouTube, you can make money, but it's not a lot of money. Where you can extract money from YouTube is with your numbers. You can get your Capitec Bank to sponsor you, to partner with you. And I saw you guys have this thing of advertise here. There's a space there where you wrote on the channel, advertise here. And I think that's where the money is, in that when we were able to hook World Sports Betting to advertise, we were charging them 80 rands per 1,000 views, so that if we do 1 million views, they were paying us 80,000 rands, and then if we do 3 million views, they would pay 8, 16, 24, 240,000 rands per month. So you guys have so many views that you could have that lane. The problem perhaps would be, not problem, but the challenge perhaps would be that when it comes to podcasts, they seem like with football, it's simple. We're talking about Chiefs, Pirates, they won. Yeah, but akuna controversy much. With podcasting, kuna beefs, kuna lawsuits. The nature of the things we talk about in the podcast, whether you talk about Tusi and Puja, no ghost, but ban. The brands are starting to move away from. I don't know why. I get that they want to shy away from controversy, but I think there are other controversial things that happen on TV, but they still support them. They advertise on TV. So I think that's where the money is on YouTube. Otherwise, the YouTube AdSense revenue is not a lot. I think it's like 20,000, 40,000 if you're doing a few millions of views per month. It's like 20 or 30,000 or 40,000 in a month. Because you guys are doing really well. Your wife is doing really well on the Gogo Skhotheni YouTube channel.
Since you're familiar with YouTube, since you're familiar with YouTube, plus mana sumabheka ngala episode mhlambe sekenzeke malini.
If it's worth, I can actually check it as well. If it's worth,
because we have to talk about these things for another kid of an podcast or something.
Now, Gogo Skhotheni, in fact, like it's kicking ass in terms of views. I'll tell you now. It will show me how many views since it started. I'm looking at it now, and I can estimate based on that how much money would it have made. So it's on 5 million views at the moment. 5 million views is the equivalent to maybe close to 100,000.
Plus.
Yeah, because on 1 million views, depending on how many ads people watch.
Plus, in the space of 2 months.
Yeah.
Nice, 3. In the space of 3 months.
Yeah, so basically that's like
plus 100K.
Around 100K. it depends on how many ads did people see, and stuff like that. So when you do 1 million views in one video, for example, I remember we got to like 24,000. So with 5 million views, that's 100,000, 120,000, 110,000. But depending on how many times people saw the adverts on that. So there's money there, but well, you're constantly gonna have to be getting that mark. So ngenyanga, if it's 5 million views in 3 months, generally, then ngenyanga you could say that if you can get to 1 million views in a month, you guys can easily get there. I've seen the numbers that you're kicking ass there. 1 million or 2 million views per month is equals to like 80,000 rands or 70,000 rands per month, roughly. And then you pay Justice whatever you pay him, and then you're left with whatever is left, which is maybe 50K. So I see what you're saying now about going that lane by YouTube. Mara, there's so much scope for more money. You could make 250,000 rands per month based on those views by just getting the right brand to work with you. It can be 100K, it can be 150K based on the number. You can negotiate and get the right partners to work with. It's just that these people, for some reason, they're not sponsoring us on podcasts because of some of the controversy. Because on podcasts, people say some wild shit. They come here and make allegations about the HIV, so brands really, over time, they end up not wanting to align with that because of a controversy.
I think and then I'm going to come to brands and podcasts. It wouldn't make sense to say Moja Love, whereas the show might like 13 episodes and then already imali sekhona kanje. But when it comes to YouTube, it's a imali ezohlala
recurring income.
So I'm not limited lapho ukuthi if bathe bazongibhadala 50K maybe for 13 episodes, baqedile ngami.
Okay.
Baqedile ngithi. So it doesn't make sense ukuthi to go on TV. For me, I think TV is so outdated now.
There is use for it for some people. Now that you guys have earned that audience, the question could be that bangakho abanye abantu abazonilandela ku social media ngokuthi banibone ku Moja Love. Maybe that's a new question. Can we convert another 100,000 people because they saw us there ukuthi basilandele on our socials, which is YouTube, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so that's maybe the calculation other than the money, because it's a broader thing of, okay, if Moja Love is willing to up the money that they were paying us, maybe we could do this with the intention of get 100,000 more people to go the side. Yeah, but okay, I get gune quality of life aspect lebo kuluma ngayo. Ukuthi this thing takes a month from me. Yeah, but there's that. I would calculate that.
That for bengitshela umfazi wami nje ngithi bheka mama Liana. Moja Love would spend the whole day shooting this carteling. Ngithi here we spend 1 hour 30 minutes.
1 hour almost. Yeah.
Figure justice set up. Then to sihlale futhi and then senze izinto zethu. But yazenzakala. The only thing mhlambe engayenza sense, it's if a TV channel jumps and then if mhlambe ukuthi okay, we are willing to give into so, and then inzoba ne-cutting up. For going back on TV, I mean, if it was now, I would negotiate a contract ukuthi whatever ad ayo lapho, we having a cut. If the numbers grow, we have a cut. So I would negotiate.
No, I think that's the right place to be. I think you're on the right track with that. Just get an agent or a lawyer. If you don't feel comfortable, get an agent or a lawyer, but instruct them to look, because we know Tina as a family, we're popular. We want the share of X revenue.
I don't know. Mhlambe mina ngizithatha serious kakhulu for now, but because ngibheka my numbers.
Oh, you're on the right track. Like that's the right attitude to have regarding that. So I suppose the only thing I would say, like, just don't close the door for them.
Maybe
give them the opportunity. Give them the opportunity to say, okay, we're saying double what you were earning, or whatever the case is. Yeah, but when you have leverage, bro, you can tell people what to do. Mabefuna wena. Nomdeni wakho uyakwazi ukubatshela ukuthi from this point onwards you are only going to shoot here for 5 hours, that we are giving you the time. Because there was an ad that I walked we were shooting the first time, it's like 12 hours, but eventually the other time I was like, I'm only giving you 6 hours and I'm out of here. Because I'm not going to continuously
cut
and action. And I'm not going anywhere. I want rest. I'm coming to my house to my family and I want to rest. Yeah, bro. But anyhow, there was that, the Moja Love. I get your stance on that as well.
And then the other one, it was podcasting and my friends.
Yeah.
I think for now, man, when it comes to brands, I think they sleep in on my podcast. Because it's something new for us, for South African space when it comes to podcasts. Even I think brands should be more invested in my podcast now. TV is so outdated because
the thing is, I get that. Now, I mean, because I'm with you on that argument because I'm a podcaster.
Yeah.
I have no other side. I need to be on that side. Ne? Mara, I'm trying to see it from their side. Yes, I'm calling Mama Simba, I'm to my podcast. Like, we are constantly saying things that are gonna. But so TV, there's a director, there's a script, there's a producer. Yeah, but with TV, the actor or the actress doesn't just say what they want to say, right? It's a controlled environment. Guma podcast, kuno mundo figure la ati.
What's the reality of things again? Into kunyoma podcast, it's a without cameras, we could be having this conversation.
Yeah.
So
So
we can say
in a side line, it has a dark side of it.
Yeah.
YouTube has its dark side. It's where you could have 500,000 people gathering around watching you talk about something. And ukhuluma masimba ngokuthi ubani une-HIV. Omunye ubanjwa amaphoyisa what. And you are deliberately spreading false information about human beings, which is consequential to them, and they could sue you. And when they sue you, did you not notice what happened to Studio 88, Nabo Old Mutual, when there was this transgender thing, Mekji at the time, and Mekji is dope, he's doing great numbers. Mara at the time, immediately Old Mutual wabuyumva, immediately Studio 88 wabuyumva. So there are these aspects, and I'm just making an example with the Mekji podcast and show. They've become much better in terms of like just interviewing people. Their interest is interviewing people.
Yeah.
But there are other podcasts where there is no interest in just talking. Like me and you were just talking.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, but says khulumela izinto zethu. Siyazixoxela. Mara there are other aspects of podcasting which are dark, which are the minute that they press start on those cameras, they are spreading and they are spreading negativity and hate. And then they give us a bad name, all of us, because then the brand will be like, okay, Bonang was suing this podcast, and Banban is suing that other one. Trevor Manuel is suing this one. And they're like, podcasts are not places to go. Because usually on TV, there's content every day. But you don't just hear lawsuits every day.
Yeah, you won't see that.
Because gonna script, it's a controlled environment. Action, they can edit out every part that they think is controversial. I need to ask you one more thing before I let you go. And I thank you so much for coming through, bro.
Sure.
So for you, like this, the idea of family and fatherhood and being a business, this is it for you. Like you're enjoying that and you want to dedicate yourself to being a father, to being a husband. And that's like you're enjoying that.
Yeah.
Like, are you growing into it? Are there any moments where you feel insecure about, like, my daughter is 11, and I know that I cannot relate to her because she's a woman, she's a girl. There are things like she tells me, and I'm listening and I'm paying attention, but I'm like, damn, I'm not experiencing what you're experiencing. But and even this year there was a beginning of the menstrual cycle, and I'm like, yo, speak to your mom about that. Well, it's not a bad thing because she's a child. She's telling you this is what's happening, and I'm like, well, they've already spoken with the mother about that. But there are other aspects of being a girl that she could tell me that I just don't understand because I'm not going through that experience.
Yeah.
So what are like some of the challenges that you face as a father, or even just for yourself? Look, from my background, I really don't have any experience to draw from. How can I be strong for you, my child, in this moment?
Funny part of when it comes to it, Nkululeko ngazi ukuthi nini. Ngazi ukuthi ngabe kanjani, but when it comes to being a father, for us blacks, I don't think we've broken that cycle. It's a tricky part because we're so broken, the way you just first thing it's a curse.
Yeah. You pick up all the bad habits.
It's a curse. You know ukuthi sibapha isifunde how to be a father because sikufundele estrateni hayi ukuthi into besiyibona.
Yeah.
And then now you're introduced to this environment which you have to take care of the Lavan Club and they have to run this household.
Yeah,
right?
they are your responsibility now. You are the king of that household. Yeah, you don't know where to start, bro.
So, Tina, foot shout out to Abu Baba Manje. I think mhlambe siyazama ukuthi sivale kancane lo curse le bephezulu kwethu nje ezabantu abamnyama. Because it's tricky mfit lento le. Because awazi ukuthi uzorefer lapha. Awuna time lokuthi ungaringa nalo ukuthi okay baba mase kunje kwenziwani.
Yeah.
The only thing into ngakho influence ukuthi thothi so mamela ubanibana ne conversation uthi you know you can have an argument no mama sekhaya. But just because uzuma ndathi mina ngeke umfazi angitshele lokho you know ngamphendula ngalento le.
Absolutely. You're learning fatherhood from other people. Awazi ukuthi ama experiences wakhe kanjani. Yeah, and the women that he's dealing with are different to the one that you're dealing with.
So lento le ngisho ukuthi
it's trial and error, like uyavuka uyazama.
Safunda ngeke ngisho ukuthi I'm a perfect husband, I'm a perfect father. I'm just learning my way out kuzo zonke lezi. And every time noma ngaba nenkani ngenzeni nomtshela umama leyani ukuthi mama ngixolele lento lena kimi umsebenzi kwayona nje because I'm new to this. I'm new hayi ukuthi ngizothi nalo picture ukuthi benginokubabona abazali. Asikhulanga ngalo nto le reality okuzalelwe kasi sininini ukuthi tsari uzokhulisa umama oyi-1 or noma bakhulisa sininini ba divorce ama family afyo ukuthi wabona noma manje ngoba sesibadala bona ukubabona ukuthi okay lo ukhulisa umama wakhe nobabakhe but mase uthephe ukuthi amara bengasi family structure lento kahle. So nathi shout out to us ngoba manje abantwana bethu thina babona different now because it's khona. So when it comes to that, it's a challenge.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like it's trial and error. I just look at my child and you're on your own on this one, but at least she has a mother. Yeah, but we are a family structure. At least if you so she can always just go draw from your mother's experience. Go, I don't know this because I never really related with my sisters. Nami, I didn't have a background where there's a father, so I can't really tell you what to do in this instance. I'm like, I'm telling the mother, I'm like, yo, just leave that. She'll be okay. Which is indlela besikhule ngayo ekhaya sithini ukuthi if there was a fighter scanner
you
will be okay. We don't have to go there. Kanti another healthy parent could say hamba just go, don't go and cause drama escala. Hamba mama mele uba kwenzeke ntoni, like what happened, so that you know it's not a dangerous situation. Yeah, but just go there, show your presence, and maybe the other kids will respect your child more when they see the face of the parent, because Bible would say, okay, this child is not being neglected, so they can't bully the child. But I don't have that instinct. I mean, I'm not going to go to the school. Like, I've just told you the right thing to do, but I'm not going to do it. It's like, no. Because I'm like, but I was fine. Eventually, I got over all the fights that I was involved in at school. So now it was about grand. Yeah, we'll fight your own battles.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the final word? I don't know. We don't have a closing here in this podcast. We don't have a cheesy. Do you guys have a cheesy closing on your wife's podcast?
I don't know. My wife is so smart. You know, we cheese talent to muzo saka shoot her. Have bamba gamnandi ye yo ngoma saka ival.
You pay little podcast. That's how we close.
I pay shout out. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming through, bro. Thank you to everyone who watched this. We hope you enjoyed this episode.